this video, I'm going to share with you the best way and also the cheapest way to get from Cancun to Playa del Carmen. The best way I feel is to use the rideshare apps. I use either Didi or Uber to get from places here in Cancun. I also use the colectivos, which one is passing me right now. There's plenty of those that are available throughout the city. You kind of just need to know where to go. And I do have a couple other videos about how to get around using the colectivos around town. But to get from to Playa del Carmen from Cancun, you can use the rideshare apps. Right before this video, I looked it up, and it was about they were right around 1,000 pesos. You can check from your hotel or wherever you're at the time. It'll be very similar to that. I looked at it the other night, and it was like 1,200 from Uber or Didi, I believe, and then like 950 from one of the two. So they do fluctuate just like anything else. Sometimes it'll be cheaper, and it could be on the zone I was in too. But I have had a lot of people ask me, does Didi work in the hotel zone? And it does. Uber typically does not, especially if you're like in the hotel zone, party zone, whatever it's called. I haven't been able to use Uber there, but sometimes I'll be like in the other parts of the hotel zone, and Uber does work. So it is hit or miss, but I definitely recommend you having both of them. I'll leave a link for them in the comments for you guys, so you guys can check, or in the description for you. So that's for sure the best way. Second best way is to take a taxi. That's happened to be driving by right past too. You can also use the rideshare app to find out exactly how much it should be. So for instance, if you're trying to get somewhere and let's say you're using Didi, but sometimes they will have, it'll say no drivers available. That happens to me, and that's why I always recommend having both, because sometimes Didi will say no drivers available, and sometimes Uber will say no drivers available, and sometimes one will be cheaper than the other. Anyway, that's why it's always good to have both apps just in case. You can also negotiate with the driver. If the driver says it's going to be 150 pesos, you can say, oh, well, Didi says it's 150 or 100. You know, sometimes they'll drop their prices down. You can always do it. I don't personally like doing that, but I have done it in the past, because one time a guy quoted me a super high price, and I knew it should be less, and then I pulled it up on the Didi app, and then you know, like I said, he did lower his price to match it. You know, but anyways, so that's I feel the best way. The cheapest way is to take the colectivos. If you see people lining up behind me, where are they at here? Yeah, back there, the bus. Oh, that's how you get to the hotels on the R1 bus. But people are lining up behind me there. That's one of the colectivos, and then there's a couple more back here. Basically any van that you see that says Cancun, Playa del Carmen will take you to obviously to Cancun or Playa del Carmen, depending on which way it's headed. And you can actually pretty much stop them anywhere. I stayed at Vedanta last year, and I was able to wave down a flag from there. Any of the resorts that are in that area on the path, if you wave down the colectivos, if there's room available, they'll stop for you. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes there's not room available. There's standing room only, and they'll still stop for people. So that's also the pluses and minuses, and that's what I was going to go over. The pros and cons of each one. The pros of using the colectivo over any of the other systems, it's a lot cheaper. It's 45 pesos from Cancun, but like I said, you are riding with 20 other people, so you're paying if you want to get a Uber or a Didi, it's 20 times the price, but it's by yourself, and it's from your destination to your destination, or from your location to your destination, so you won't have to stop for anyone else. It's a lot easier, it's a lot faster, but like I said, it is cheaper if you take the colectivo, but you're sharing it with a bunch of people. It's gonna stop. I remember one time I took it, and it stopped like, I swear, like 15 times. It took a 1 hour trip to almost nearly a 2 hour trip. There was also some traffic that day, so you know, sometimes there is traffic between Cancun and Playa del Carmen. I think it was a weekend, and that was why. But yeah, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was just annoyed that it was taking so long. But then when I got off the collective, I realized that full 2 hours had passed from when I got on. So that does happen if they stop a lot. But like I said, with the rideshare app, or if you get a taxi, you can do that too. It's going to be a lot faster for you. But yeah, if you have any questions about Cancun or the system here in general, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, thanks.